This video is brought to you by AztecaSoccer.com, your one-stop shop for all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Be sure to use coupon code SR4U at checkout to receive 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com bringing you my pros and cons review of the brand new Adidas Nitrocharge 1.0 for 2014. In today's video, we're going to talk about all the major positives, the major negatives, and even some neutral points I have regarding this brand new model from Adidas. So without further ado, let's get right into the video and talk about everything you need to know regarding the performance of the new Nitrocharge 1.0. My personal favorite aspect of the Nitrocharge 1.0 is the energy sling, which spans across the entire forefoot. You can see it's pretty much twice as wide as the energy sling found on the original Nitrocharge 1.0, still made from rubber, and it still works directly with the lacing system. You can see you have 3 lace holes in the energy sling on the medial side and 4 on the lateral side. They actually put in an extra lace hole, so when you have your foot inside the shoe and you pull the laces tight, it really hugs the forefoot area of your foot, locking it in place. This rubber material is very heavily reinforced, so it doesn't have any stretch or give to it. So when you are making those hard lateral or medial cuts, you're getting a one-to-one sensation where the shoe responds immediately. There's no rollover, and like I said, it just makes for a nice responsive sensation. For those that are doing quick sprints and quick cuts, you're really going to love the feel and responsiveness that you get from the new Nitrocharge 1.0. The Energy Pulse sole plate featured on the Nitrocharge 1.0 is one of those features that Adidas touts as something that is very significant to how the shoe performs, but in all honesty, it's not something that you're honestly going to notice while wearing the shoes. Now, just like it was on the Nitrocharge 1.0, everything is the same. It's essentially a stiffer plastic material featured in the forefoot area, so when the shoes are on your feet and you're accelerating for a sprint or something like that, you're going to get that flex from the sole plate, and then because it's a little bit stiffer, you're going to get that feedback or that spring back sensation from the slightly stiffer Energy Pulse system in the forefoot. Now, whether or not you feel that feedback is kind of more of a mental thing as opposed to something that every single person is going to immediately notice while wearing the shoe. I guess if you're really thinking about it, it perhaps is a little bit of a mental edge, but in terms of actual performance and what you're going to notice while wearing the shoes, it's a cool idea, but in reality, it certainly isn't going to make you run more quickly. It's not going to really return much energy to you, if any at all. And again, it's one of those features that is not going to make or break your experience with the Nitrocharge 1.0. As far as fit and comfort is concerned, the Nitrocharge 1.02 is great. They're pretty much ready to go from right out of the box. There's not much of a break-in period. Obviously, the Energy Pulse system in the forefoot does offer a stiffer feel, so it will take some getting used to. And then tying up the energy sling a little bit too tight can cause some very minor foot cramping, so it's just a matter of readjusting the laces and kind of finding a tightness where you feel completely comfortable for a full 2-hour training session. But other than that, the shoe feels pretty much ready to go from right out of the box and feels relatively comfortable. As far as width is concerned, because of that energy sling in the forefoot, if you do have excessively wide feet, this may not be the best option for you. And in terms of sizing, they seem to run true to size. I ended up wearing a size 8.5 US for testing because that's what I managed to get my hands on. But overall, I would recommend going true to size for the best possible fit, but you could go half a size down if you are looking for something with a really tight feel overall. But like I said, if you're looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size. If I had to make one major criticism on the new Nitrocharge 1.0, it would be the same criticism I had for the original, in that the upper doesn't have much flow to it in terms of making touches on the ball. You have this really high quality, relatively thin, soft hybrid touch synthetic at the front. You have the grip and extra bulk of the rubberized energy sling in the forefoot, and then the protective mesh is relatively slick in comparison to the grip that you get from the energy sling. So you have kind of 3 sections of the shoe that all have their own different feel. It's not bulky or anything like that, but again, you don't have that kind of smooth transition from the front to the midfoot area of the shoe. You have 3 dramatically different feels when making contact with the ball, which again is by no means a bad thing. I think a lot of people are still going to like how the Nitrocharge 1.0 feels, and if you wore the original and liked it, you're still going to like the second variation. But again, if you're looking for that more traditional, perhaps a leather-like touch on the ball, something that's going to be a lot more consistent no matter what part of the foot you're using, this may not be the best option for you. Another positive aspect of the Nitrocharge 1.0 is the protection that it has to offer. Now, aside from the front portion, which is pretty much just straight, thin, hybrid touch synthetic, the rest of the shoe provides some really good impact protection. In the forefoot, the Energy Sling is made from a relatively thick rubber, providing some really good protection should you get stepped on. And then from the Energy Sling back, as you can see, it's made from that same protective mesh material that we saw on the original Nitrocharge 1.0, which again provides some really good impact protection should you get stepped on. The actual Adidas stripes themselves are made from kind of a harder rubber material, so again it kind of adds to the overall reinforcement of the upper. Then you have these built-in foam pads going around the rear and heel portion of the shoe, again adding to the overall protection that the upper has to provide. Along with that, you do have your external plastic heel counter in the form of the Nitrocharge 1.0 sprint frame, and overall, should you take a blow to the foot, the Nitrocharge 1.0 is definitely one of those shoes that's going to provide well above average amounts of protection in comparison to most other shoes currently out there on the market. Another aspect of the Nitrocharge 1.0 that I'm more or less indifferent on is the stud pattern. Now obviously the sole plate, which is a sprint frame, the energy pulse system, as well as the stud pattern has remained unchanged from the original Nitrocharge. No big deal there. I honestly wish they would have made some changes, but the stud pattern that you get is one that I think a lot of people are familiar with if you've worn an Adidas product over the last couple of years. You get the triangular stud pattern both in the heel and forefoot. They still use a variation of the stud pattern on the latest Predator Instinct model. It performs the part on natural grass. It gets the job done. It's certainly nothing special, not my personal favorite, but again, it gets the job done on natural grass, and that's really all you can ask for. Another positive aspect of the Nitrocharge 1.0 is that they're nice and lightweight, but still maintain a very solid and protective feel on feet. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a used pair in a size 8.5 US. We're going to throw it on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.95 ounces, right at the 8 ounce mark. So they're pretty much at the same weight range as the original Nitrocharge 1.0. No major changes there. You're getting just as much protection, and again, a relatively lightweight feel on feet. So if that's what you're looking for, the Nitrocharge 1.0 is really one of the only shoes that's going to meet that particular criteria. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Nitrocharge 1.02. If you enjoyed today's video and found it helpful, be sure to support it with a like. And if you have any questions at all regarding the Nitrocharge 1.02, be sure to leave those questions down below in the comment section. I will be following up in the next couple of days, in the next couple of weeks, with more coverage, more videos on the new Nitrocharge 1.0. So stay tuned for that. My full written review is also going to follow very shortly. So if you guys are interested in that, check out the review page on my website. Links down below in the description of this video. The full written review will be posted there very, very soon. And also on that review page, you will find the high quality images of the shoe that'll give you a better idea as to how they actually do look in person, as well as buy it now links with the best prices online, allowing you to pick up this brand new model from Adidas below their retail price with exclusive SR4U coupon codes. So be sure to go ahead and check that out. Again, if you're interested in a pair of these for yourself. Other than that though guys, subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.